This is your Hdsr Sports Report, the Victor Valley's only weekly action highlights sports program, covering our area's schools, teams, athletes, and sporting events. Shane Young leads Oak Hills onto the field and to the Mojave River League Championship. The Bulldogs beat Apple Valley 41-27 in the Battle of the Titans among high desert teams. Shane Young scores 3 touchdowns on passes from Diego Lopez as the Bulldogs lead Apple Valley in their rear-view mirror, scoring 4 times from very long distance. 68 and 52 yards on Diego Lopez to Shane Young connections, 64 yards on the Diego Lopez to Shea Gabriel screen pass, and icing the game on Carson Cox's 75-yard dash in the fourth quarter that closes out the scoring. The first quarter showed both teams stuffing the opponent's ground game. Oak Hills' Charles King, 99, throwing the ball carrier for a loss during Apple Valley's opening possession. Thaddeus Jones, 24, throws the ball carrier for a loss on the Sun Devils' second play from scrimmage. Then Gabriel Lucero, 15, leading the pack of dogs, driving the ball carrier back. It is 3 and out for the home team to start out. Apple Valley's defense, equally effective at shutting down the Bulldogs' ground game at the outset. Dustin Reynolds, 4, throwing the Oak Hills ball carrier for a loss. Isaiah Zuniga, 1, the sack on the Bulldogs quarterback. What turns out to be a rare occasion, the Oak Hills line fails to give their junior quarterback time to throw, or Diego Lopez is unable to scramble and buy time before connecting with the receiver. The game's first touchdown comes by way of Apple Valley's passing attack. Noah Seeley scrambles, reverses field, and sees Dustin Reynolds breaking back across the middle. The touchdown from 19 yards out puts the Sun Devils on the scoreboard with a little over 3 minutes remaining in a very fast-moving first quarter. Diego Lopez and company respond rapidly. First play following Apple Valley's touchdown, 64 yards to the end zone on the screen pass to Shea Gabriel. It's 7-7. We go to second and long for the Bulldogs at the Apple Valley 22, 4 minutes into the second quarter. It does not take long for sophomore running back Carson Cox to cover the 22 yards. Oak Hills takes the lead 13-7. The extra point attempt was blocked. A Kyler Peters field goal narrows the Oak Hills lead to 3. We see 13-10 at the midway mark of the second quarter. That score holds up at halftime. Oak Hills scores the only touchdown in the third quarter. Diego Lopez to Shane Young on the 56-yard collaboration that makes it 20-10 Bulldogs. A second Kyler Peters field goal draws the Sun Devils within 7, 20-13. The fourth quarter becomes like the 10th round of a heavyweight championship bout. Both teams throwing their best punches. Diego Lopez to Shane Young on the 22-yard scoring play on the first play of the fourth quarter. Bulldogs pull away 27-13. Apple Valley's homecoming king, Dustin Reynolds, determined to wrestle the MRL crown from the visitors. The touchdown from 9 yards out, and the Bulldogs' lead is cut back to 7, 27-20. Until Diego Lopez goes back to Shane Young on the 68-yarder, less than a minute later, 34-20. 9 minutes remain in the game. It is Dustin Reynolds, a third time crossing the goal line, this time from 2 yards out, 34-27. Just over 2 minutes remain. The Sun Devils need a stop. Carson Cox puts a stop to that happening. Second play into the Oak Hills ensuing possession, 75 yards through an enormous hole carved out by the Bulldogs' O-line. Paki Finau, speaking on behalf of his linemen.
Paki, what made the difference in this game?
We were just more physical. We played our hearts out, you know. We've been preparing for this for a long time. And it felt good. As you can see, everybody was excited. We got the stands up and everything.
Player of the game honors from this sportscaster's vantage point, Diego Lopez.
What made the difference in this game?
Our receivers were better than the secondary. Our line was more physical up front. Give me time, and our receivers won the game. So did our line. It's all love.
With Friday's Oak Hills at Apple Valley the prime ticket game this week, we flash back to 2015 when the Sun Devils and Bulldogs battle decided the Mojave River League title. Silverado was at Adelanto Friday for the DSL title. We flash back to this 2021 Hawks vs. Saints contest, the winner emerging league champions. The Bulldogs invade Newton T. Bass Stadium in 2015 and take a huge bite out of the apple. Oak Hills at the crossroads. The Apple Valley Sun Devils in their crosshairs. But which Bulldogs team would show up? The one that outplayed Serrano the first half and led the Diamondbacks 10-8 at the half the week prior? Or the team that Serrano outscored 28-0 the second half? Oak Hills wastes no time in answering, scoring 3 first-quarter touchdowns and surviving a second-quarter Sun Devils surge to snap their 5-game losing streak with a 63-28 triumph. It was 5 if by land, 4 if by air, the 9-touchdown onslaught with 8 different Bulldogs scoring. 5 of the touchdowns came from long range, 30 yards or more. Oak Hills junior quarterback Brandon Porter, 16 of 22 for 373 yards with 4 touchdowns. Porter also ran for a touchdown. The victory snaps a 5-game losing skid for the Bulldogs and evens their Mojave River League mark at 1-1. Apple Valley falls to 3-4 on the year and is also 1-1 in the Mojave River League. The 2021 Desert Sky League Championship comes down to the final game of the season. The defending league champion Saints of Adelanto needing to upset Silverado's Hawks to claim a share of the title. The Saints riding a 3-game winning streak fueled by sophomore sensation Keith Reynolds, who has scored 9 touchdowns in Adelanto's surge to contention. Silverado unleashes a second-half scoring barrage to barrel past Adelanto 60-36 and win the Desert Sky League Championship. The Hawks get a career night from this Roberto Ruiz to Lyndon Ravar connection, the sophomore quarterback and junior wide receiver collaborating on 4 scoring passes. Silverado's multiple-pronged offensive attack overcomes Adelanto's dual threat of Keith Reynolds and Rashawn Ramsey, the pair involved in 5 of the Saints' 6 touchdowns this night. It would be this Keith Reynolds' pick 6 that opens the scoring, interrupting Silverado's initial possession, pirating the pass and returning it 88 yards. The teams will go back and forth, trading touchdowns, each scoring 3 the first half. The very young Saints answering the bell each time in kind when the Hawks crossed the goal line in the first half. It was 20-18 Silverado at the half. And this play, microcosmic of Adelanto's play the rest of the game. We hear the first half clock run out of time. We're mindful of Detroit Lions All-Pro quarterback Bobby Lane saying, "I never lost a game. Sometimes I ran out of time." The second half would be Silverado's time to shine, doubling their first half total of 3 touchdowns with 6 more on their way to the 60-36 triumph in the Desert Sky League Championship games. The Victor Valley College Rams beat Mount San Jacinto 42-15 in the American Mountain Conference showdown between top 10 teams. Sam Allen throws for 3 touchdowns and runs for 2 more in the crucial victory over the Eagles. The Rams enter the contest ranked 3rd in the California Community College Athletic Association standings. The Eagles were ranked 8th. The triumph keeps Rams' hopes for a share of the conference title alive. Mount San Jacinto's man-to-man coverage cannot contain Rams receivers. The touchdown pass, Sam Allen to Devontae Milligan, 20 yards, 6 points. 6 plays, 74 yards in 3 minutes. 7-0 Rams. This is VVC's 3rd possession. The drive begins back at their own 18. Dakota Prussia burns the Eagles cornerback for a gain of 31 before stepping out of bounds at the 44. The Sam Allen touchdown pass to Tyler Hatch concludes this 82-yard drive in 8 plays, although Allen is deprived of a touchdown pass when the ball is stripped and Tyler Hatch falls on it in the end zone. 151 shows on the Griner first quarter scoreboard with the Rams moving out to a 14-0 lead. Facing 3rd and long from his own 35, Sam Allen buys time, then throws on the run with uncanny accuracy. Devontae Milligan makes a sensational catch at the 25 for a 40-yard gain. The fake leaves everyone believing Jason Knowles has the ball as Sam Allen races down the far sidelines for the longest rushing play of the day, the 25-yard romp for the team's 3rd touchdown of the day, an 85-yard drive in 5 plays. It is 21-2 Victor Valley College, 5.5 minutes into quarter number 2. Douglas Suttle spins Eagles quarterback Jake Newton for a sack and an 8-yard loss. Suttle's 2 more sacks this day give him 19 on the year, tops in the state. Mount San Jacinto will punt to the Rams. An official rules a Rams player touches the ball and the Eagles recover. What follows falls into the category of poetic justice. Trevor Sawyer Mitchell picks it off. The Eagles enter this game with 13 pass interceptions on the year defensively, tops in the division, but they get no interceptions off Sam Allen. Travis Sawyer Mitchell with the first of 2 picks on the day for the Rams. Mitchell, a sophomore out of Dexter, Georgia's West Lawrence High School. Sam Allen's passing game beats Mount San Jacinto's pass defense. Perfectly thrown ball to Devontae Milligan for 45 yards to the 12. Milligan has 6 receptions this day for 207 yards. Sam Allen to Tyler Hatch, gain of 9 to the 2. The Rams' red zone offense among the tops in the state, 79% touchdowns when they're in the red zone. Debsamon Johnson hauls in the scoring pass from Sam Allen to make it 28-2, and we are still in the 2nd quarter. Douglas Suttle's 2nd sack of the day, indicative of the way the Rams clamped down and shut down the Eagles' offense. Over half of Doug Suttle's team-high 44 tackles have been for a loss. Sam Allen sets, scrambles, sees Devontae Milligan has his man beat again, a 49-yard gain to the 17. Touchdown pass number 3 on the day for Sam Allen and the 2nd scoring reception for Devontae Milligan. Sam Allen completes 23 of 38 this day for 383 yards. The Rams' lead is 35-8 with just under 8 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. The snap from 290-pound center Andrew Regan Sam Allen, touchdown number 2 on the ground for the freshman quarterback out of Fort Union Military Academy in Virginia. The 9th rushing touchdown in 8 games for Sam Allen, who finishes this day with an even 500 yards rushing on the season. It is the Rams' pass defense that excels this Halloween afternoon. Albert Mange, sophomore linebacker out of Redlands East Valley, with the interception. The Rams continue to sack Eagles quarterbacks through to the end. 55 is linebacker John Nelson, freshman out of Cimarron Memorial in Las Vegas. Statistics of significance. The Rams convert on half of their third down plays while limiting Mount San Jacinto to 3 of 15 in third down efficiency. The Rams' ball control offense accumulates 488 yards total offense against a team that had held opponents under 300 yards per game. For teams that appeared to be evenly matched, it wound up being no match. The final score, Rams 42, Eagles 15. Coach Dave Hoover's troops moved to 7-1 on the year and remain tied in second place in the American Conference.
Down Home Grill serves up and delivers these flashbacks to headline makers seasons past. Looking back in high desert sports history, Silverado and Granite Hills offer something extra in this 2011 DSL pairing. Serrano beats the Sun Devils in this decisive 2016 Mojave River League clash. Apple Valley wins its first Mojave River League championship in school history with this defeat of the Diamondbacks at Serrano in 2017. Former Hawks, Sultans, Saints, Sun Devils, and Silver Knights among local players leading Victor Valley College bid to upset highly favored Citrus Owls in 2018, a game seeing this unusual pass completion. The passer becomes the receiver. A full plate of events on the menu for October's third weekend in 2016, a rodeo, California Fight League, and in Hesperia what they call the Key Game.
Nothing extra? Perhaps a fitting subtitle to Silverado's telltale victory over Granite Hills in what some feel is the showdown for the Desert Sky League title. Nothing extra? The teams combined for 5 touchdowns, but when it came to extra points, only 1. And that held bearing through to the final Granite Hills drive to the 2-minute mark in the 4th quarter. Silverado struck first. First quarter, Hawks' 3rd possession. Landon Coleman one-hands the flat pass from Rishan Perez, juggles it momentarily, breaks to the outside, and races down the far sideline 70 yards to score. Granite Hills consistently met with success moving the ball. Quarterback Colin Willis would complete 22 passes on the night. Wavon Parker caps this second quarter drive, bulldozing his way to pay dirt from the 8. But the scoreboard won't change on the extra point attempt. It's blocked, and the Hawks remain in front 7-6. Silverado sets out on a sustained drive Hawks ball at the 17. Darryl White, the 5'5" senior speedster up the middle, diving into the end zone for the second Hawks touchdown. You see the reaction by Coach Carl Posey when the extra point is missed and the score holds at Hawks 13, Cougars 6. On to the 4th. Cougars first-year coach Obi Galindo with a huge 4th down decision deep in Granite Hills territory. Go for it on 4th down, and Wavon Parker gets outside for the big gain. Then the play of the game. At the 36, Willis hands off. And as the cameraman loses track of the action, the double reverse pass has the same effect on Hawks defenders. Corey Brooks, all alone in the end zone. Here's how that play unfolded. The double reverse. The ball is kicked back to Willis, who connects with Brooks for 6. Granite Hills is an extra point away from tying it up, but their point after attempt is botched, leaving them trailing 13-12. Rishan Perez, keeper, late in the fourth quarter, to the 2. Darryl White getting the call and carrying over. The missed extra point kept Granite Hills in reach. It's 19-12. But the final Cougars drive ends near midfield when they turn the ball over on downs. The outcome goes a long way in determining who wins the Desert Sky League.
Brandon Murcio scores 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns, and Serrano pulls away from Apple Valley for a 25-6 victory in a decisive and defining Mojave River League battle. Diamondbacks defense dictates the tempo of the game after the Sun Devils had gone ahead on a Seth Baker touchdown on Apple Valley's second possession. Jonathan Ibarra's safety smothering Mossy Bell in the end zone early in the fourth quarter gives the Diamondbacks a 12-6 lead. The Tony Willis touchdown from 5 yards out gives Serrano their first lead in the Diamondbacks' possession following Apple Valley's first quarter score. Serrano recovers from trailing early and scores 25 unanswered points to remain unbeaten in MRL play.
Apple Valley wins its first Mojave River League championship in school history with this defeat of the Diamondbacks at Serrano in 2017.
It's amazing. I have no words for it. It's hard to explain. It feels great. I mean, we couldn't be any more happier, sir.
The magnitude of Apple Valley's landmark win at Serrano, expressed by senior 3-year starters Kai Merchant then Seth Baker in the immediate aftermath of the Sun Devils' 28-7 triumph, a major undertaking in the team's mission to claim the first Mojave River League football championship in school history. The first touchdown comes when Jeff Widener benefits from Donovan Ferguson faking the handoff. Widener gets outside and sprints into the end zone untouched. The junior quarterback's 5th rushing touchdown of the year. It's from 24 yards out. Donovan Ferguson carries it in from a yard out. 7 minutes in, it is 14-0 Sun Devils. Serrano was about to launch their longest drive of the night and their longest play from scrimmage. Nicholas Reed Casey breaks a tackle, cuts outside, and carries all the way down to the Sun Devils' 20, a gain of 49 yards. Nicholas Reed Casey leads all ball carriers this night with 165 yards on 21 carries. He comes in with over 500 yards rushing, averaging 5.5 yards per carry. Nicholas Reed Casey gets outside and carries inside the 10 on another of his outstanding individual efforts on the night. From the 9, again exemplary effort by the junior running back whose helmet is ripped off as he scores his 7th rushing touchdown of the season. The 2 leading ground gainers this game are juniors Nicholas Reed Casey and Apple Valley's Donovan Ferguson. Brandon Ford's kick pulls Serrano within 7, 14-7, with 4:42 to go before halftime. Isaac Miles out of punt formation. The line of scrimmage is the 21. The punt sails over the head of the Diamondbacks kick returner, who retreats, tries to salvage some return yardage, but is brought down at the 3-yard line. Isaac Miles is credited with a 77-yard punt to match his numerals. Tremendous punt results in field position that leads to Apple Valley's end of the first half heroics. 27 seconds on the clock when heroics begin. Seth Baker blocks the punt. Donovan Williams picks it up, and it's first down Sun Devils at the 11. 3rd and 10 still at the 11. 11 seconds on the clock when the play unfolds. Jeff Widener looks to his left, sees Chad Smith on the crossing pattern. The junior wide receiver is wide open, and it is 6 points, Sun Devils. It is 21-7 Apple Valley at the intermission. And with 1 minute showing on the clock, Donovan Ferguson caps his outstanding night's work with the 18-yard run that rounds out the score. The final 28-7. The most skeptical Apple Valley fans over the years have felt
The Sun Devils would sweep Serrano, Oak Hills, and Burroughs when hell freezes over. This frigid night in Serrano, figuratively speaking, the freezing spell arrives, and the Sun Devils reign supreme. Victor Valley College sets Citrus back on its heels with a mighty high-impact first-quarter attack in the Rams' bid to upset a powerful and heavily favored Owls in this American Mountain Conference battle. Quarterback Evan Nelson completes 9 passes in the first quarter, including this 13-yard scoring pass to Kadeem Richards, who scored 4 touchdowns the week prior at Mount San Jacinto. Evan Nelson to Andrew Glass, the 6'3", 195-pound sophomore and former Granite Hills Cougar. Citrus leads the American Mountain Conference in offense. This is the Owls' first play from scrimmage. 4 for the Rams is Carlos Majaras, another former Granite Hills Cougar. The 5'10", 185-pound sophomore defensive back leads his team in interceptions this season. Highlights of former High Desert High School standouts include 45 Cameron Spratley, 6'1", 230-pound sophomore linebacker, playing on his home turf when he was a Silverado Hawk. Keyshawn Wilson is credited with a sack on this play. Keyshawn Wilson, 22, played at Adelanto High School. He is a 5'11", 180-pound freshman defensive back. Former Apple Valley Sun Devils Mossy Bell returns to the highlights reel, this time scrambling and emerging from the pack for a 33-yard gain, longest play of the afternoon for the Rams this game. 7 is another one-time Apple Valley Sun Devil, Nathan Crouch, now 6'3", 260, assisting Jeremiah Jackson on the tackle for a loss. Watch for number 34, Paul Gallardo. He'll emerge from the stack of Rams tacklers on this play. Paul Gallardo played at Sultana. He is 5'11", 210, a freshman linebacker. Big number 71, offensive lineman Andrew Soriano, is a 6'2", 300-pound freshman who played at Riverside Prep. He nearly comes up with the loose ball on this play late in the game. Marique Pitts is the 3rd leading ball carrier in the conference, averaging just over 80 yards per game. Offensive lineman number 57 is Devin Fisher, 6'6", 290, freshman, former Apple Valley Sun Devil. Receiver Zion Hood, the former Sultana High School Sultan. Evan Nelson tries to spread the wealth when it comes to his receivers, but this takes it to the extreme. He catches his own pass, blocked pass, be it may, a 6-yard gain, but doubtful the Rams will add that to their playbook.
You'll find bull riding, bronc riding, rodeo, thrills, and excitement at the 2nd Annual Adelanto Wounded Warriors National Police Rodeo Association event. The 2nd Annual Adelanto Wounded Warriors NPRA Rodeo, with proceeds benefiting the Wounded Warriors and Blue Cut fire victims. Terry Kurtz here, inviting you to join us on Terry Kurtz Online, the half-hour report on High Desert and Mojave River Valley events and activities, entertainment, and history. It shows 3 times daily at 7:30 and 11:30 mornings and 4:30 in the afternoon, right here on Victor Valley TV, immediately following your High Desert Sports Report. It's the most informative and entertaining half-hour of High Desert television today.
Congratulations on your first win.
Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road. Bid fast and last, sold on supporting High Desert Sports. The Bradco Companies, supporting all of the teams and sports programs throughout the Mojave River Valley. Iwanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. Valu Quality Truck Body. Valu manufactures state-of-the-art truck bodies for the construction industry nationwide. We Got 'em Tees, your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. Silverwood presents this online sports report. The developers of the Silverwood Master Planned community support the teams, athletes, and sports programs of all our High Desert and Mojave River Valley schools. And by the Holiday Inn in Victorville, supporting the teams, schools, athletes, and sports programs throughout our High Desert and Mojave River Valley. This is your High Desert Sports Report, the Victor Valley's only weekly action highlights sports program, covering our area's schools, teams, athletes, and sporting events.